Not even the Beatles could consistently produce their best work. One example is when John Lennon claimed that George Harrison was no longer cool. Check out if he was correct in this instance. A 1975 interview is included in the book Lennon on Lennon, Conversations with John Lennon. John stated in it that he wasn't thrilled with one of George's live performances. Now, regardless of people's opinions, the Beatles are always either great or not great, he remarked. It has an illusionary quality about it. However, the truth is that the Beatles were in and out of the picture for 8 months each. He stated, "The public, especially the media, can be a little sheepish at times. Once things get going, it's just a matter of who gets in and who gets out." George is currently not in. I also believe that what he did while on tour was irrelevant. In 1975, was George truly out? George published his album Extra Texture, read all about it, in that same year. Over the course of 11 weeks, the album peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 200. Even though the term flop album is arbitrary, Extra Texture, read all about it, isn't really a failure for that reason. It's evident that the My Sweet Lord singer's previous albums, such All Things Must Pass and Cloud 9, performed far better than Extra Texture, read all about it. 2 singles from Extra Texture are You and This Guitar Can't Keep From Crying. The former stayed on the list for 10 weeks, peaking at number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100. While it wasn't a monster smash, it was a better performance than This Guitar Can't Keep From Crying, which didn't even make the list. That's significant since George was appealing to nostalgia with a song title that echoed While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Of course, there are a lot of shocks in the world of music these days. Hits from earlier decades, such Sophie Ellis-Bextor's Murder on the Dance Floor, Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, and Lady Gaga's Bloody Mary all emerged in the 2020s. Any song from Extra Textura, read all about it, including You, This Guitar Can't Keep From Crying, and/or any other song, could become well known at any moment. John didn't harbor any ill will against George, even though he didn't always enjoy his live performances. John responded to George that he wouldn't be willing to play with Paul McCartney in the previously mentioned interview. He remarked, "I could play with all of them." George has the right to say that, and by Friday, he'll probably have changed his mind. He went on, "You know, we're all human. We can all change our minds. Therefore, I don't consider any of their or my pronouncements to be the last word on whether or not we will. Furthermore, the newspapers will find out about it after the event, if we do. We will simply play if we decide to do so." Even though George had experienced some setbacks, he was still invited to play with John.